Hello YouTube, this is Quissy here, and I'm so excited to be bringing you a Burning Crusade Classic Beta Prot Paladin Hellfire Ramparts video. Now, I ran this instance last night with a great group of people: Tuna Tornado, Silver Sable, Zav, and the one and only Pasta Face. We had a group of 5, obviously, and it was so much fun, and I want to share my thoughts on the run with you, first impressions, and all of that. Now, quickly before we get started, I do want to acknowledge that I am currently taking a break from Twitch, but I do intend to still update my YouTube channel whenever I can. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, first impressions. Let's go over my gear real quick. I was a little concerned at first because I only have healing gear on my human paladin. I have the 9 out of 9 redemption armor. It's pretty iconic and it was rare back in the day, so upon further inspection, it dawned upon me, if you look at any pure plus healing, every single one of them now has spell damage as well, and that includes enchants too. Like, look at my glove enchant. It's not only plus 30 healing, but it's also plus 10 spell damage too. So this includes my neck piece, my weapon, my shield, everything. So I ended up having a little under 400 spell power for this run. Now, as for my talents, obviously, bread and butter Avenger shield. I did put most of my talent points into protection. Whatever was left over, I threw a little bit into Retribution, but obviously you want the bread and butter Avenger shield. Holy Shield is just massive too, such an iconic Prot Paladin ability that was added in TBC Classic, and it's just a beautiful thing. You always want Righteous Fury, additional threat, you want Greater Blessing of Sanctuary, you want your Retribution Aura, and then when you add Holy Shield on top of that, Consecration, you just have so much AoE power, it's amazing. And as a result of this, I did not have too many issues generating threat. And let's not forget Righteous Defense, our new taunt ability. Now, this isn't just a single target taunt, this can taunt up to 3 targets. It's incredible, and I'm so happy to finally have a taunt as a paladin in a classic version of WoW. It also has a 40-yard range, which is beautiful. I'm so happy to have Righteous Defense. And the last thing that I want to mention real quick is Spiritual Attunement. The TLDR of it is basically when another friendly player heals you, you gain a percentage of mana back based on the heal. So let's get into the actual run. Like I said, Zav was our healer, shaman, and I gotta tell you, he is an enhancement shaman. So he did the level 58 template shaman. He didn't even have intellect gear on, I don't think. I don't think he had any plus healing gear on. So I'm sure me being in full tier 3 definitely helped make his life a little bit easier, the fact that I could self-heal as well. But as you can see, I'm mostly opening with Avenger shield, dropping a Consecration, trying to always make sure I have my Holy Shield up on cooldown too. That combined with the Blessing of Sanctuary, Retribution Aura, is just so much AoE damage going around that it was really easy for me to maintain threat on a lot of these group pulls. Now, I should also mention that because I'm not max level yet, and I don't have Seal of Vengeance or Seal of Blood, I am using Seal of Righteousness as my main seal ability. And I think it's really great to precast before a pull and then judge a target immediately, so that you could just get a nice burst of threat right off the bat on a single target. I think that's going to be particularly useful for boss fights or any sort of single target fight, where just get that judgment off right away just to get that big initial threat. Another thing to mention is that there aren't a lot of demons inside this instance, or undead, but you do want to remember that whenever you can use Exorcism, you definitely want to add that into your Prot Pally tanking rotation. I mean, it's another burst of holy spell power, which will generate a lot of threat. So here's the first boss coming up. From what I remember back in the day, we used to kill the ads first, so that was the strategy that we did here. He'll charge away from you. You don't even have to chase him because he will run back. It looks like he just focuses on a target, charges them, and then runs back to the tank. So don't go crazy trying to chase him. You could just stay in your exact position and it should be fine. And we got the one-handed sword from him. We're getting a lot of Lua errors too, just because this was the first night of the beta and there's a lot of bugs, but that's to be expected. So the next pack up here is a group of casters. I'm going to peek around the corner and show you. So I basically just pulled them with Avenger shield and waited around the corner for them to all pat to me. You definitely want to make sure you're doing a line of sight pull for this pack right here. So here we go, we're about to pull the second boss. So don't forget that you can use Exorcism on this boss. I totally slipped my mind during this fight that I could do that, but we managed to kill him pretty easily regardless of that. Alright, now we're just moving on out and back to the final boss. There's only a couple more pulls at this point, 2 packs of 2 Looks like this pole right here is a pat. And then the next two are stationary. As soon as we killed the second one, the boss pulled immediately. Just a heads up if you are doing this dungeon, just be prepared for the boss encounter as soon as this Hellfire sentry dies. So you see the boss lands, and here comes Big V coming out. He seemed to die pretty quickly. Nothing too crazy with his fight. Nazan lands, and he is a fiery boy. So what I did was I switched to my fire resistance aura, and I made sure to move out of the patches of fire that he was leaving on the ground. So those seem to be the two big things for me. So that was my first impressions of Hellfire Ramparts in the TBC beta. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what other TBC beta videos you'd like to see in the comment section below, but I'm totally open to suggestions from you all. So, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.